Hey everybody, I'm Chef Teddy B, and this is Made Scratch Texas. Today we're coming to you from our corporate headquarters of Scratch Catering in Southlake, Texas, and today's menu is something spectacular. When people think of Texas, they think of barbecue, and if you think of barbecue, the first thing that should come to your mind is brisket. So today we're going to show you how to prep, season, and smoke a brisket. We're going to do a pork butt, then we're going to make some 3-cheese macaroni and some of our famous potato salad. So you guys sit back, relax, get your favorite cold beer, pop a top, and let's get going. Did y'all like that? Texas A&M, class of 89. I'm so old, we didn't have screw top caps. We had to use our class rings to pop a top. Y'all sit back, come back and join us. Hey guys, welcome back. So we're going to start with the brisket, and here at Scratch Catering we use nothing but prime USDA beef. So this is about a 16.5 pound brisket, prime cut. It's untrimmed. It's basically called a Packer's cut brisket. So what I'm going to do is kind of go over some of the way I like to trim the brisket and stir the seasoning. And one thing you'll find out about Texas is every barbecue self-proclaimed connoisseur does their briskets differently. We think we're kind of old school. We do a nice simple trim, and then we season with just basically sea salt, coarse pepper, and garlic. So let's get started. So my perfect boning knife. Both of my grandfathers were butchers, and can't tell you which one left this to me, but this knife is probably about 100 years old, razor sharp. It's absolutely my go-to knife when we're trimming briskets. The first thing we're gonna do is on the top cap of the brisket, I wanna get the big chunks of fat off. And when we smoke the brisket, this top portion will be the side down. So this will be our leanest side. And then what we'll do, so that's about as all the brisket trim I want to do on this side. And then we get to the back, this is where all the fat is. So we're going to trim it down. We're going to leave a nice little layer of fat on the top. But more importantly, this will be the side that'll be on the upside of the smoker. So as the brisket's smoking, the fat kind of renders down into the meat. So we'll cut the big hunks off first. So we'll continue to trim here on the brisket. And again, I want to leave about 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 inch fat cap over the top side here. And the good thing about buying prime briskets is there's not a whole lot of fat to trim off of it. Want to clear the sides here, kind of get the aerodynamics where the smoke will just roll through the top of the brisket. And that's pretty much, let's clean this end up here. And this is about as much as we want to trim off the brisket. Now we apply the seasoning. Again, we said this is going to be the top side up, top side down. So we'll go ahead and season this. I like to use extra virgin olive oil. Coating the brisket gives me something for the seasoning to stick to. So I mentioned earlier, my seasoning is we kind of go old school. I'm coarse kosher salt, coarse black pepper, granulated garlic, and that is it. And we just cover liberally all over the brisket. And we'll turn it over. Repeat again with the extra virgin olive oil. Get all the sides coated. And use all of our seasoning to get the coat. So our brisket's nicely seasoned. I like to let the brisket sit at room temperature for about an hour before it hits the smoker. Today we're going to smoke over hickory wood. We smoke all of our meats here at Scratch Catering. It will smoke 12, 14 hours at 200, 225 degrees. Really like to zone it in at 225. We're kind of the thought process at about the 8-hour mark, we'll wrap it in butcher paper and let it finish off at that point. So we're gonna take this over to the smoker. Y'all come back and join us and we'll get the pork butt seasoned.
Whether you're celebrating with friends, or savoring a moment of solitude. Every sip is a journey through time, a taste of the tradition, and a nod to the pioneers who blazed the trail before us. Discover the heart and soul of the American spirit. Land Run Distillery. Premium whiskeys rooted in tradition.
Hey, welcome back everybody. So we've got the brisket, it's been trimmed, seasoned, and it's gonna rest before it hits the smoker. Next on the agenda for the day, our pork butt. Contrary to its name, it's not the butt of the pig. Pork butt comes from the shoulder of the pig, and this butt we're using is a bone-in butt. So we'll have the shoulder blade in the middle of the pork butt. So this particular cut of butt will have the blade in. So you guys will see after it comes off the smoker, after 14 hours, the bone will just slide right out, and that's when you know it's done. So kind of like the brisket, we're gonna evenly coat the butt, some extra virgin olive oil, coarse salt, pepper, granulated garlic, we're gonna get all the sides. This is about a 7.5 to 8 pound butt. Again, like the brisket, it will share the space in the smoker, 225 degrees over hickory for about, man, this will probably go about 12 hours. And again, at about the 8-hour mark, we'll pull it off, wrap it in butcher paper, put it back on the pit to finish off. So you can see, we are ready to go. Again, like the brisket, we're gonna let it rest for 1 hour, hit the smoke, and we're ready to eat. Y'all come back and join us for the sides.
From the most casual get-togethers to the grandest affairs, Scratch Catering has mastered the art of catering in Dallas-Fort Worth. And it's not just our food, but our personal touch and exceptional service that sets us apart. Why settle for anything not made scratch? Trust Scratch Catering to make every event memorable.
Hey everybody, welcome back. So we've got the brisket and the pork butt on the smoker. They've been going for a few hours now, rolling over some nice smoky hickory. Now we're gonna start our first side of the day. This is gonna be our 3 cheese macaroni. So I've got 2 cups of whole milk on the stove getting warmed up. We've pre-boiled our shells. We don't use regular elbow mac here at Scratch Catering. We use the nice shells. I like the shells because the cheese kind of gets itself back up in the inside of the shell, just continues to provide all that goodness. So with my 2 cups of milk on the cooktop, I'm gonna add some salted butter. I'm gonna add some cubed up processed cheese. That's one of the cheeses. Our other 2 cheeses are some fresh, sharp cheddar cheese and some smoked Gouda. That will be our 3 cheeses for the mac sauce. And the spices, quite simple. Sea salt, some of our Cajun blend special seasoning, and some fine black pepper. So we're gonna continually stir this. The last thing you want to do if you leave it unattended, that cheese will start to melt at the bottom of the pot, and that is the most unfun thing to clean in the kitchen. But this will take about, 3 to 4 minutes to melt down. So while I'm stirring this, you guys go back, get yourself a nice cold beer, meet me back in the kitchen, and we'll put the mac together. Come back and see me. Hey everybody, welcome back. All right, so the mac cheese sauce is nicely melted. We're gonna take it off the stove, pour it over our noodles. So one thing when we make our 3 cheese mac, we're not shy about the sauce. Nothing says mac cheese unless it's just completely covered in a nice creamy sauce. So once you've got everything mixed, you're ready to go. And let me just tell you, you can do so many things with our 3 cheese mac. A lot of my guests will take and we'll put some chopped brisket on top of it. We'll put some toasted panko breadcrumbs. If you guys know my spicy palate, I'd like to put some fresh diced jalapenos on top. So pretty much the sky's the limit. But you can just see, look at all that goodness just comes off that mat. And it'll sit here for about an hour or so and it'll still kind of congeal, but it'll still, the way we make it with the blend of cheeses, it just stays that creamy and goodness. All right, so we got one more side to make, then we can dive into the brisket. Y'all come back and see us for the potato salad. Hey everybody, welcome back. So the brisket, pork butt on the smoker. You guys just saw us put together our 3-cheese mac. Now the final side to our barbecue feast for today is gonna be our potato salad. You know, everybody always asks me, Chef Teddy B, where do you get your recipes from? And man, a lot of them I make up myself. A lot of them I get from watching other chefs. This recipe happens to come from my mom. Mom used to make this potato salad for every Sunday picnic we went on, and it was a classic favorite from everybody. So I'm gonna show you her little secret for the day. So we've boiled out a few pounds of some Yukon Gold potatoes, skin on, into the bowl. Some finely diced celery. Some finely diced red onion. Some finely sliced and diced green onion. Lots of pimento. We've rough chopped those. The pimento kind of gives it a nice pungent flavor. Here's where you get some of the brininess. Mom's Italian, so we'll have to do green olives in the potato salad. I know, just trust me on this. You kind of think it's gonna be off the wall, but man, it's some kind of goodness. So we leave the pimentos in the olives. Mayo. Mom loved the mayo, lots and lots of mayo. It's gonna be for a nice creaminess. The spices, some salt, some pepper. Mom again loves the pepper. Coarse pepper, black pepper, lots and lots of pepper. A nice healthy teaspoon of some yellow mustard. And then last but not least, some eggs, boiled eggs. Me personally, I'm not a big fan of just a boiled egg, but man, put in this potato salad, it pulls it all together. So we're gonna take 4 boiled eggs. We're gonna do a real quick rough chop on them. And when I say rough chop, it really is rough. I don't like fine pieces of the egg in there. I want nice chunks, so again, when you bite into it, you know what it is. You know, there's no surprises. So all the whites are pretty much rough chopped. The yolks are just gonna fall apart of themselves. And into the bowl with all the other guys. This is where a bench scraper comes in real handy. All right, and then we're just gonna mix it. Y'all go get your beer refill, pour you another glass of wine, come back, we'll get the briskets off the pit and slice them up. Y'all come back. Hey everybody, welcome back. So the sides are done. We just pulled the butt off the smoker, and this is what I was talking about. We've got the nice, this was a bone-in pork butt, and that bone's just gonna slide right out. And you know it's done at that point. So to shred, we've got our famous handy dandy shredding forks. And I don't know if the camera can see this, but the juices is just eking out of here. So when we shred the butt, I leave everything. I leave the fat cap, I leave the skin on. That's all part of the goodness when we set the plate. So we're gonna continue to shred this up. I'm gonna get ready to put on our plate. Y'all come back, I'll have the brisket ready to go. We'll slice the brisket and then we'll have Sunday dinner ready to go. Y'all come back and see me. Hey everybody, welcome back. Pork butt's been shredded, sides have been made. Now the crown jewel of our barbecue fiesta today, the brisket. Brisket was on there just a little over 16 hours. I told you guys 12 to 14, but because it's a little bit bigger, I wanted to make sure it just fell apart. So, slicing the brisket. I like to just kind of start here in the middle and then kind of put on a show. Look at that. So we've got the lean side, this is the moist side. I like the moist side. That's the politically correct saying. This is the fatty side. And then the lean side, we've trimmed all the fat off of it. It's gonna be very lean, a little bit drier than the moist side. So when you slice your brisket, We want to come in here. I like to start on this end, and we slice against the grain. And I like to slice it about 1/4 to 3/8 of an inch thick. And you want your brisket, got a nice little fat cap on it. You can kind of see the smoke ring and nice amount of bark. Same thing on the fatty side. We'll cut the brisket, cut the slices about 1/4 of an inch to 3/8 inches thick. I'll slice the brisket. We'll get ready to plate. Go get you another cocktail. We'll be right back. Hey everybody, welcome back. Pork butt's been shredded, brisket's been sliced, sides are all ready to go. We've put together what I think is the perfect barbecue plate. 3 slices of our hickory smoked brisket, about 1/2 pound of pulled pork. Any great barbecue connoisseur will say good barbecue doesn't need sauce. I don't care what you say, some sauce on the pulled pork is just amazing. We make all of our sauces fresh in-house here. Mama's potato salad, 3 cheese mac. I don't think a barbecue plate's complete until you have some fresh sliced cheddar cheese, fresh jalapenos, dill pickles, a couple slices of brioche bread from our bakery down the street. You're ready to go. So you guys raise a glass, get you another beer. Y'all have a great weekend, and be sure to join me next week for another great episode of Made Scratch Texas with Chef Teddy B. See you soon. Bye-bye.